Hello goblins, it's Chris, Eldritch Pipes, here with an episode of Dear Eldritch. As promised. I had a little trouble deciding what to smoke today. I nearly went with Jermaine's King Charles, but actually ended up going for Skiff Mixture. I'm glad I did. That sort of extra Latakia punch, that's what I needed. Alright, we've got a way to go, so we'd better get started. Dear Eldritch, I was wondering if you take any precautions with the amount of sawdust you have in the air in your shop when smoking a pipe. Didn't know if there were any problems with the matches and an open flame. Thanks, Tom Day. I think I know what you mean. They say custard factories have a risk of exploding, don't they? Because of all the particles in the air. And it just takes one spark to set the whole thing off, like a powder keg. I don't have that problem here. I don't have that kind of like density of dust. Either that or I've just been very lucky. I don't know. I've never taken any precautions anyway. But Tom Day is the person who bought the other reading pipe that was available. I said would be available this week in last week's video. So I'll just show you. This is the one that's going out to Tom. Actually, quite a tall roll on this one. They're normally 2 inches tall anyway. I think this is actually 2 1/4. 7.5 inches long. Nice looking sandblast there. Plateau rim, nice and craggy. Moss green Cumberland stem. Take a look at the other side, why not? There you go, hope you're happy with that, Tom. It'll be going out to you tomorrow morning. Right. Dear Eldritch, what do you think about the thickness of a pipe's chamber floor and walls? There doesn't seem to be any normal thickness. Many pipes have a 10mm base and walls. Others have 6 and 8, between 6 and 8. Others have less. Are thin ones prone to burnouts? Best wishes, Grey Mist. So, that's an interesting question. I don't have my Slender Man to hand, or do I? One moment. I do. The Slender Man does not have 10mm at the base. I think it has 5. And that is fine. 5mm is okay. It depends on how you smoke a pipe. So, I smoke this pipe, okay, at the moment I smoke it reasonably frequently, but ordinarily in my rotation I might smoke this pipe once or twice a week. The chamber is fairly small, so it doesn't get that hot. And I smoke, well actually I did used to smoke quite a fast pace, but I've slowed down. So that's all fine for me. For someone else, that might be troublesome. It might cause issues. I also wouldn't smoke that pipe outside. But then, if you're going to smoke a pipe outside that's not made for smoking outside, then you're just inviting trouble anyway. When I did work in a pipe shop, the most common burnout that you ever see is at the back, kind of high up at the back. And the person comes in and says, "Oh, my pipe's burnt out, it's no good." And you know exactly what they've been doing. They've been walking along, pipe has dropped down, the fresh air is hitting the back of the pipe at the top, and it's causing the tobacco to burn very hot, burn through the briar. Funnily enough, actually, on this pipe, the briar is the thickest at the rim. Be unlikely to happen to that pipe. So, it kind of depends what you want in a pipe. I make quite a lot of very large pipes, so Viking horns are huge and they have a lot of wood. It would be a Herculean effort to burn one of those guys out, but they're very heavy. I've been making a trend towards making very light pipes at the moment. And there's only one way to make a pipe light, and that is remove all the wood. That's the only way. And so, with every decision, there's a pro and there's a con. Do you want a light pipe? That's great. If you're prepared to risk some burnout. You want your pipe to never burn out? Fine. But it's going to be a huge, weighty beast. So, it's all about what do you want from your pipe. Being a pipe maker, one of the great things about that is that I can make a pipe for myself that breaks all the rules. I can make a pipe that I would never sell. In other words, a pipe so light, with walls so thin, it will burn out at some point, but it suits my needs. And so on. Things like that. So 5mm is the absolute minimum, I think, is what we'd say. But who knows? If there is a pipe with walls less than 5mm, it would make me nervous, I have to admit. I hope that answers your question to some extent. You're just walking away with 5mm in your brain. Alright. Dear Eldritch, my question for you is, what are the best Dremel burrs for carving and shaping of a pipe? I've tried a few different brands from Amazon, which all seem the same and don't work particularly well. Thanks for your help, Paul. Lucas. I know exactly what you mean. I know if you said Dremel burrs, of course you can buy burrs from Dremel. And they work fine. They work okay. The ball ones that I find the most useful are also the ones that will lose their edge really quickly and just burn the wood instead of cut it. But I believe I know the ones you're talking about. They are, let's face it, all Chinese import. And I'll show you two. I'll show you two that I've found. One to avoid and one to go for if you see it. So, I'll show you two from the set not to get. Now, you can tell more easily on this one. You can see the blades are just straight, just single edges on there. That is rubbish. And even on this one, although it kind of looks like it's got something else going on, it's still effectively straight blades and is no good. This is the set I've found that seems to be working quite well. Let me see if I can find. So, go on, focus camera. Maybe it's not going to focus. But each edge is serrated. And those work quite well. I'll show you a moment. The set comes like that. Now, there's no manufacturer on them. They're just carbide rotary burrs. So all I can say is if you see that, give those a go. They're all relatively inexpensive. See what happens. That is all you can do. I think I've bought so many of those different kinds of sets that come in different packages, hoping to find a really good one. It's kind of luck of the draw. I hope that helps, Paul. Next. Dear Eldritch, gosh darn it to blazes. Why don't pipe makers list their prices when they're selling a pipe? What's the big secret? Lots of love, an internet Luddite. Right. I understand that frustration. Why do pipe makers say, pipe available, here's a picture of it, PM if you're interested? Why don't they stick the price on the post? I used to wonder that as well. But now I know why. And the big problem is that post, if you do a post on Facebook or you do a post on Instagram, something like that, that post will just stay there. Years and years later, that post with a price will just stay there. And people don't know when that post is from, probably. So you could have a pipe, if I had pipes on from when I started my pipe career, with the prices that I sold then, people would be coming up to me now saying, oh, can I have one of your pipes for that price? That's great. And I'd be going, no, those aren't my prices anymore. And that is why. So it's to avoid confusion and not have those legacy prices hanging around. And that's just the way it is. It's like when I sell something on Etsy. If a pipe sells on Etsy, the item stays, but the price it's sold for disappears. So it no longer becomes a record of the price, which could give you those kind of problems in the future. It's just the way that it is. I hope that helped. I mean, some people have complained about pipe makers not doing that, and I do understand it. When you see a picture of something, you want to know what someone's asking for it there and then, so you can make your mind up there and then, is it for you or not? But the fact is, most of us pipe makers are selling on social media. We're actually using the social media to sell. So it's usually the only way that we're listing pipes a lot of the time. One last one. Dear Eldritch, do you have any pipe smoking pet peeves? Cheers, Abdul El Hazred. Just one, actually. Let me take a sip. I have one friend. He knows who he is. I'm not going to name names. I tried to get him into pipe smoking, and I think he actually enjoyed it for a while. But he's quite I would describe him as a heavy smoker. Heavy cigarette smoker. And I gave him a pipe, and he smoked it like a large cigarette. Just going to town on the thing. And I think like within a week, like the thing was soaking in tar. Oh, what are you doing to my pipe? And then I bought him a cob. I think it did the same to that. So yeah, my pet peeve is people smoking pipes like they're cigarettes. Or something like that. Not giving the pipe its proper respect. I think that's the only one. Yeah, I think that's the only one. Alright. Before I go, I just got one more pipe to show you. As we know, we're in the era of the science reading pipe, Dr. Science reading pipe. I thought you might like to see. This one is the commission to which the other pipe was one that I was just making alongside it. And this is going to be a smooth. But I thought you might like to see it just before it gets buffed. Because every now and then I put up a picture of a pipe just before it's about to get polished. And a lot of people just like the way it looks. They say, why don't you sell it like that? And you kind of can't. It's just not the way it works. You need to put on like that final protective layer. I mean, it's partly for the look, but it's also partly the protection that the wax gives it. So you can't just give out an unfinished pipe, even if you think it looks cool. Unless by request, I suppose. But anyway, so here you go. This is going to be a smooth Dr. Silence. As you can see, it's a chocolate yellow contrast stain. So this is literally just before it's going to go and get wax put on it, and it will just like ping. This is the orange Cumberland. Some rugged plateau there. It's going to be really, really lovely when that shines up. So the stem isn't polished either. This is all at 600 grit at the moment. There you go. Smooth Dr. Silence pipe. About to get polished. Alright, there we go. A longish Dear Eldritch. Okay, that was fun. I'll be back next week with an I don't know what just yet. We'll see. Alright, but till next time, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker. Ta-da.